Hello everyone, welcome to Programming Skills. Today we will learn about an algorithm. First of all, what is an algorithm? Algorithm is a set of well-defined instructions, means those instructions that we give or that we write must be well-defined. To solve a specific problem means we need to write an algorithm to resolve a problem. Those problems can be anything, like adding two numbers is also a problem. How you will add two numbers using a program in that way. Here we will write what we have to do in steps, means we are not going to write the program directly, but we will divide our problem into sub problems, and for each steps we will try to resolve one sub problem and follow them to write a program. So once we divide them into sub problems and we give well defined instruction, means every step is one instruction. Okay, it should be well defined, like we need to clearly mention what we have to do. Okay, then after writing those steps, that is known as algorithm, and by using that algorithm we can write a program. There are certain rules that we need to follow to write these algorithms. What are those? Let us see. The rules are, the first thing is, every step that we write must be well defined and it should not be ambiguous, like it should not contradict the other steps and it should not affect the other steps. It should be very clear and unambiguous. Okay, and if we take any inputs or if we give any outputs to the screen, whatever it is, it must be very clear, like inputs means from where we are taking inputs, from user, or we are taking the data from the file, or we are taking the data from the database, from where we are taking, it must be very clear. Output means whether we are showing that to user on console or whether we are saving that content inside a file. It must be very clear, and algorithm must be very effective. For example, suppose we need to sum up two numbers, that let us take 3 and 2. We can easily add 2 to the 3, or we can take one more value, something like 0, and we can add 3 one time and again 2 to the 0, like 0 plus 3, that is 3, and again 3 plus 2, that is 5. Like 3 plus 2, we can directly add 2 to the 3, or we can take one more value like 0 and add these two to those things. That is also will give the same result. But which one is effective, which will take less time? Based on that we can judge whether our algorithm is very effective or not, based on memory consumption or time taken to resolve a problem, these kind of things. Okay, it should not include computer code so that we can use it in any other language. We should not write algorithm based on a specific language. We should not keep any one specific language in our mind and then we start writing the code. It is not the right way. We have a problem, we need to write an algorithm to solve it, and later we can use any language to state those problems properly in high level language, and we can use it, right? So algorithm is a step by step process to solve a specific program, and it should be well defined. Inputs and outputs must be very clear, and algorithm must be very effective. And while writing algorithm, we should not include any computer code. Okay, these are the things we need to follow. Let us write a small program like adding two numbers. Okay, so let me take a notepad. Okay, okay, view, zoom. Okay, zoom in, that is control plus. First let me take step 1, right? Step 1, first what I have to do, I need to take input from the user, and I need to store it in some variable. We will look into what are variables and everything. Just follow this. take a number from user, store it in variable a, right? Next, step 2. We can't add one value, right? We should have two values so that we can add both, right? So take another value from user, store it in variable b. Next, step 3, we need to add, right? So add b to a. Okay. Next, step 4, print a as the sum of given inputs from user. So here we have four steps, well-defined steps. In step 1, a number, and that is storing in A. In step 2, a number that is storing in B. And we are adding B to A after taking inputs from user and printing A as a sum of given inputs from user. So these are the four steps. Now let us write these four steps in different languages. Here we have a code block. Okay, here we have code block, and I will take a new file, new empty file, right? As it is, I am going to write first code in C, void main. I need to take two inputs from user, right? So before taking two inputs, I need to declare A and B. As in step 1, it is mentioned to save it in A. Variable A is there, but it is not created. So int A, I created a variable int A. I need to take input from user, right? Scan f mod d, comma, and A. Next int p. I need to take one more value, that is p. Scan f again, mod d, comma, and A. Okay. Next, I need to add A to B, right? So B plus is equals to A. Okay. Next I need to print sum of given inputs is mod d, comma, b. Sorry, I need to add b to a, right? So a and b, right? And here this will be a inputs, right? Okay. Let me save this as C or C++, right? And it is saved as untitled one.c, and we can see everything looks fine. It looks like very good. And let us, here we need to build, means we need to compile. If you look into the previous video, there first we will compile it, then we will run it in Java. In the same way, C also first gets compiled, and then we can run that intermediate code or build object file. Okay, so let me try to build it. Here standard IO is not included, so it is asking for /include stdio dot. Save it and try to build again. Okay, sorry, here I used print, but it should be printf. That is the reason. So save it again and build it. Here you see there are 0 errors and 0 warnings. Now we will run this one. 1 and 2. Here you see the sum of given inputs is 3. So it is working fine, right? And again press any key, and let me run it again. 7 and 10, this time 17. So algorithm that we wrote is enough, right, to resolve this problem. As you see, take a number from user, store it in a variable B. First variable a is required to define it. So variable a is first declared, and then a value is stored inside a. In the same way b. So let me take one more file, new, and this time I will take a class, and the class name is add numbers, right? And create. Let us don't, okay. Here add numbers dot h, that is header file. Include in this header file. So I am not thinking to have this kind of thing. Let me remove everything and let me get into slash include iostream. iostream, one of the header file in C++. This time I am writing the same algorithm in C++. Okay. Next, here also same void main. Okay, and this time we need to take variables, right? So int a comma b, declare it variables, and this time cin a and b, right? And next, that is we are taking variable a in first input as a and second input as b. Next, we need to add b to a, right? So a plus is equals to b. Next, cout, here we will say the sum of given inputs, is a, right? So everything is done, and let us try to build it. Here you see, okay, here we didn't mention the scope is standard std, right? Okay, so here also standard std, and let us try to run it. Yes, one error. Main must return a value. Okay, sorry, return one. Okay, let us try to build again. One error. Okay, return type is should be int, they are saying. So int. Okay, so let us try to build again. Here you see we don't have any errors now, so we will run it, and it is waiting for inputs. Let me give 5 and 6. The sum of given inputs is 11. You see the syntax is totally different for C and C++. Here you see I am using scanf and printf functions, and here you see I am using C in standard console input. C out means console out. C in means console in. Like that, if we can create a file pointer, and from file also we can take C in and C out. So that is regarding an algorithm, and not only that, let us go further down. Then we have a flow chart. What is a flow chart? Just look at these steps, just like a statement or some description regarding the step, something like that. If we write the whole program, even a big one, into these steps, then users can't understand, or the programmers who will take more time to understand. So there is a way to represent these algorithms in a graphical way or in pictorial way, we can say, that is known as flowchart. Okay. Oh, what is a flowchart? Flowchart is nothing but a pictorial representation of algorithm. Okay, so how we will represent this means by using some symbols. Here I just mentioned few symbols, like this arrow, it is in straight line, but to our wish it can be even curved or in any way, but it should have one head should be pointing the flow. Okay, help to show the flow of logic. And here this one helps to understand where the program gets started and stopped. Parallelogram helps to understand from where we are taking inputs and outputs, and this rectangle represents the processing. Okay, and this rhombus just gives decision making, like wherever we use conditional statements, at the time we use this. When there are two different flows and all the flows are coming to a specific point, that is known as connector. At that, in those places we will use circle. Not only these, There are so many. Let me show you some of the shapes that we have here. Here you can see, when you just, this is the flowchart diagrams. If you place your arrow or cursor on that icon, then it will pop up some name, that is uh, the name of that symbol, that is process, means this is used to represent processes. And second one is alternate process. If that process fails or if there is some issue, then we will go with the alternate of the process, or just representing the process in alternative way or symbol, we can call it. And this is for this is rhombus, and it is for decision making. And this is for they taking inputs from users, something like that. And this is for predefined process. And this is for internal storage. And this is for document and multiple documents, start and stop or termination. And preparation and taking inputs from manually from user, something like that. And this is for manual operation, means things need to be done manually. And there are so many like this. And here we have databases also. Here if we keep accessing storage, magnetic disks. And this one is sequential access storage. And this is stored data. This is delay, means if you want to delay some process need to be delayed for 2 to 3 seconds before performing it, some kind of thing. At that time we need to use this one. So like that we have different symbols to represent. So let us try to write create one flow for the above. Already we have one algorithm, right, for that. We are outside it. Nice. And here let us go to the step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4, right? Take a number from user, store it in a variable a. So first we need to insert, right? Design, sorry, insert. And shapes we need to insert. And that is, first we need to start it, right? So this is the start. So edit start, right? This is a start. And let us insert and shape here, and start after that, this one. And here after start, what we have to do, we need to take the input from user and store it in variable b, right? So insert and pick, go to pick shapes again. And here this one, flowchart, not taking inputs, right? So inputs data, right? Yeah, this one only. And let us edit, add text, read input from user, something like that. And store in a. Okay, in the same way, let me copy this and copy and paste. So here we have again, this time b, right? And again this a and b need to be added, right? So we need to insert process this time. So go to shapes. And what is a process? This one is process, right? So here I have the process. And this time insert shape again, that represents the flow from here to here. And here add b to a. And after that, okay, next insert, again go to shape. And this time we need to store data, right? Display, right? So again it is a process. add text, display a as sum. And after this we need to stop it, right? So again one more, this time stop, right? So where is that here it is. Here let me add stop. Okay, and next insert shapes. Here we are, here from here to here one, and again one more shape from here to here. So here we started reading a value, reading b, add. Hi everyone, I hope you understood my class, and please like, share and subscribe so that others can also know about this channel. Have a nice day.